All right, joining me now for more on this from Istanbul is Matthew Bryza. He's a former White House and senior State Department official and board member of the Jamestown Foundation. Matthew, always good to have you on the show. So the Turkish foreign minister comes out and stresses that this new accord was between two sovereign countries, that it was a win-win for both. I understand that. But you also have the Greeks and the Egyptians that are challenging the legitimacy of this deal. Aside from Turkey sending exploration vessels to this region, what happens if oil or gas is discovered in the region?
Ali John, thank you so much for having me. And now that is a huge question. And fortunately, we have a lot of time before there could be any discovery, which means there is ample time for some diplomacy to return. I think what Turkey's doing in this situation is sending a signal of total frustration. Frustration that, as the Turkish government said, back in 2017, it put everything on the table during the Cyprus talks, Crans-Montan, and the Greek Cypriot side didn't accept the agreement. I think Turkey is also frustrated that the U.S. has lifted its arms embargo on the Greek Cypriot state and has shown real restraint since the summer of 2020 in not sending any oil and gas exploration ships to the Eastern Mediterranean. So if oil and gas are discovered, then there's going to be also international legal battle over it. But as Tariq said in your package just now, I mean, Libya and Turkey have registered their claims and to an exclusive economic zone and a maritime boundary with the United Nations. So if countries don't like that, they have to take it up basically with the Security Council and see if there could be a decision on this legal matter.
Let me sort of add what the situation is like in Libya to sort of your recap. And when you look at the situation there, the election process has effectively stalled. Dbeibeh has shown no intention of wanting to hold elections, and he looks like he wants to hold on to power. This is basically Turkey seeing an opportunity to press ahead with its goal of implementing that maritime deal that was signed back in 2019.
100% agree with you, Ali John. Yes, indeed. This is, well, just to recap what you said, there's an ambiguous political and legal situation in Libya. You've got Turkey that all along has supported the government of national accord, which was the United Nations recognized government. But you've got big players on the other side, like France and UAE and Egypt, who did not recognize that UN recognized government and seem to have been on the side of the warlord Al-Haftar. So Turkey is stepping into a vacuum here and taking some significant diplomatic measures. It's similar to what Turkey did in 2020, when in the summer of 2020 there were clashes between Azerbaijan and Armenia along Armenia's and Azerbaijan's international border. The OSCE's Minsk group did not step in. And Turkey and Russia filled the vacuum while the United States was on the sidelines. We're seeing that again. Okay.
I mean, I know that you were watching the news package before we came to you, and there was that graphic sort of outlining sort of the claims to territorial waters. To be fair, I mean, whichever side that you look at it from, there are maximalist demands. How do you bring a balance to an issue when everyone in the region says they want peace, they want regional stability? I mean, specifically, how does Washington sort of straddle the concerns of both Greece and Turkey?
Yeah, I had the good fortune to be involved in those sorts of talks in the past, including on maritime boundaries in the Aegean Sea. So I think what Washington is probably doing, I don't know, I hope it's doing, is coming up with a compromise that allows both sides to walk away from what you rightfully say are maximalist claims. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous that Greece claims such a huge exclusive economic zone based on the island of Castellorizo or Meis in Turkish, that is located so far from Greece's mainland and is a tiny island. But similarly, it's not reasonable for Turkey to claim that Crete, the biggest island in the Mediterranean, and Rhodes, the third largest Greek island, also have no exclusive economic zones and no continental shelf whatsoever. So there's a compromise there to be made. And I've always thought that compromise would be that Turkey walks back its maximalist claims with regard to Crete and Rhodes, and then Greece walks back its maximalist claim with regard to Castellorizo or Meis.
Okay. Matthew Bryza, always a pleasure talking to you and having you on the show. Thank you.
Thanks, Ali.
All right.